What's going on? We back. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic and more. You know we do more than boxing. Let's get into it. Talking about Derrick Rose. We know Derrick Rose just got traded from the Cavaliers. Apparently married, and his girlfriend or new wife is pregnant. And a lot of things is going on in the world of Derrick Rose. We know that he was the youngest MVP ever. We know he was destined for greatness. We know he was like Russell Westbrook, and they was very comparable. D Rose was way better at the time, but ultimately, the knee injury took Derrick Rose prime at once. But the one thing positive came right before he injured himself was he signed a Adidas deal, which was one of the most fascinating and lucrative deals I've heard of. And I heard of baseball players, getting deals that pay them $1 million annually, 10, 20 years still after they retired or something like that. And there's a lot of crazy deals out there. But this is one of the positive things that you have to look at Derrick Rose, and I guess whoever hooked this up, his agent, is the fact that Derrick Rose, right before he injured his knee, I think I'll link the article in the description, 14 days or something, 14 weeks or 14 days before he signed it, then he ended up injuring himself, the Adidas deal. And you look at Adidas real quick, and it's not what it once was. And most of the older guys before my time would tell you, Adidas, when Run DMC was doing it, was nice. The Ewins, the Shell Toes, the Top Tens. You go on and on with some of the classic things. But Nike and Jordan are so dominant these days. People forget about Adidas. T-Mac had an okay shoe. Had a few okay athletes that was with Adidas. But Rose was that guy. He had some okay shoes as well, some okay good shoes. But he was what James Harden is now. And you look at James Harden, who's just signed a deal with Adidas, and you hope that he got the same deal that Derrick Rose got, which is the fact that the contract that he did was 14 years right before he injured himself with the Chicago Bulls. Was 14 years for $185 million, but it was so much deeper than that. The contract I don't believe includes his royalties, which one year he brought in almost $7 million in royalties, just under that, and a couple years in the contract he was making $12 million from Adidas. This season, I think he's making 11 plus just under $7 million in royalties. But the cool thing about this contract, it has a few little nukes in it, or ninches, whatever you want to call them. Is his brother, which is listed as a consultant, gets $250K to $300K annually just off this deal. So in this deal, his brother, who's considered a consultant, whose name's in the article as well, shout out to CBS Sports. He gets about just over $250,000 or a little bit more than $250,000 every year just through this deal that Derrick Rose signed. So taking care of your people, that's sweet, you know what I'm saying? But it just doesn't end there. He also take care of his best friend. His best friend annually gets $50 to $75K from Adidas just from this sweet deal that Derrick Rose signed. So you're talking about spreading the wealth. And people saying, a little veteran minimum contract around. That's what Derrick Rose signed with the Cavs. Wonder, was he hurting? Remember, he got the new deal with the Bulls, and he was saying that they finally made it and stuff of that nature. So he has good people around him, good business sense, and it seems like he's doing right with his money. And people say, why does he still ball? He's mentally, not getting over it, but it's the love of the game. It's still grown men that out there hooping every day at the LA Fitness or the YMCA, whatever they want to call it now, or on the street, that believe they can still go to the NBA. There's guys out there that still believe they can go to college. When you're 50 years old, it's over with. But also, what's the cool thing about this contract as well is that Adidas gives D Rose $150K to donate to his AAU team of choice. So they're giving back to the community as well. And this is one of the sweet deals I heard. It ain't the sweetest deal I heard, but they definitely, whoever lays this deal for Derrick Rose definitely did him, justice in his deal. His brother, I think his name is Barry Eaton. His best friend is Eaton. He's Eaton. And that's one thing you want to do, and that's one thing LeBron does. He empowers the people around him. LeBron sent his friends back to school to learn stuff and gave them jobs. And now he's trending towards a billionaire, and he's one of the, I think he's the greatest athlete since Muhammad Ali. When you're talking about, that I can remember, when you're talking about in America, off the court accomplishments and giving back. LeBron is so dope at that. And, he gets a lot of flack on the court from me and a lot of other guys, especially Karasino for life. But he's an amazing guy off the court, it seems, at giving back and taking care of his community. And Derrick Rose seems to be the same way. I mean, this is a dope deal. And, Derrick Rose is looking to be an all-time great. They put too much on his plate. He was the first, second, third, fourth scoring option for the Bulls many of those years, especially when Ben Gordon left. And his body just couldn't take it no more. Similar to when Penny, when Shaq left Penny and Penny just couldn't handle load. 82 games is tough, plus playoffs, and you that guy. It's not easy. And you look at a guy like Iverson that was 6 foot nothing, 180 pounds, and how he did it day in and night out. It's amazing. But shout out to D Rose. We out.